Okay, so question number 1 on your homework for this week is 1 3/10 add 6 2/3. So we're going to be adding mixed numbers together. I just want to do a quick demonstration just so you know what you're doing, and just as a quick reminder as well of the work that we did last week. So let's have a quick look. First of all, we know that the denominators are completely different, so at some point later on we're going to need to convert them so that the denominators are the same, and we're going to have to find the lowest common denominator. But first off, step number one, hopefully you remember from last week, is that we need to convert from mixed fractions or mixed numbers to improper. And once again, just as a reminder, in order to work out mixed to improper, we multiply the whole number by the denominator of the fraction, and then we add the numerator. So in this particular example, 1 times 10 is 10, add 3 is 13. So we've now got 13 pieces of the cake. Let's say all cakes are worth 10. That's one whole cake of 10 and 3 more pieces out of the next cake. So 13 pieces of cake out of 10. And in this example, exactly the same again, 6 whole cakes. We know that each cake is worth 3 pieces. So 6 times 3 is 18, and then add the numerator, which makes 20. So we've got 20 over 3. The denominator always represents how many pieces the cake is cut into. Now, we've got a problem because our denominators are different, so we do need to find the lowest common denominator, a number that both of these numbers will go into. And one way of doing that is by multiplying the denominators together. So 10 times 3 is 30. I know that 10 will go into 30 and 3 will go into 30. I'm just going to see if we can go any lower. Sometimes if you half that number it will work, but 15 won't work. So 30 is our lowest common denominator. So now both of these fractions are going to be out of 30. Next step is to look at what happened to the denominator. We always say whatever happened to the denominator must happen to the numerator. So in this example, 10 times 3 is 30, so 13 times 3 is 39. And in this example, 3 times what is 30? Well, it's 10. And 20 times 10 is 200. And then our last step, in fact our step before the end actually, our third step is to add the fractions together. And in this example we're going to have 39 add 200 makes 239 over 30. Now our last step is to work out how many 30s go into 239 so that we can find out what our mixed number is, because the fourth step is to go from improper back to mixed, so we can find out how many whole cakes have been eaten. So counting up in 30s, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240 is just one too far. So come back, 210, that gives us 7 whole cakes, makes 210, and 29 pieces of the next cake left. And remember, all our cakes are out of the denominator. So 7 and 29 30ths. And that is how we answer question number 1. Please make sure that you record all of the steps and all of your working for this week's homework so that you can see exactly where you're going. And also it's very good for being able to see where you may have made a mistake.